The man that women adore. Everywhere that you go when the movies come out, there's thousands and thousands of women just going to see him. He is known as someone who plays soft porn, and he is a figure that women actually love because it shows the true side of what women want. Hey, this is Abbassi. In today's video, we're gonna discover the 5 ways that you can become more like Christian Grey from the movie 50 Shades of Grey. Number 1, deep eye contact. Now, in the movie, you'll actually see him constantly making direct eye contact. You'll see certain scenes where he's not shaking or he's not ungrounded, he's not moved or intimidated by a woman's look.
I thought it was you.
What the?
What a pleasant surprise, Miss Steele.
Just Anna. Just Anna. You're in here.
I was in the area in business. Needed to pick up a few things. Are you free?
Yeah. What can I help you with?
Do you stock cable ties?
Cable ties, yes, we do. I can show you if you want.
Please lead the way, Miss Steele.
Just Anna. Is that it?
Masking tape.
Are you redecorating?
No.
We have 2-inch and 1-inch. But the truly self-respecting handyman will have both in his toolbox.
Of course you will.
It's rare to find a connoisseur these days. Do you want anything else?
Yes. Rope. That's impressive. You're Girl Scout.
No, organized group activities aren't really my thing.
So what is your thing?
I don't know, books. Okay, rope, tape, cable ties. You're the complete serial killer.
Not today.
Anything else?
What would you recommend?
For a do-it-yourselfer? Maybe coveralls, so you protect your clothes?
Could just take all my clothes off.
Okay. No clothes. I mean, no coveralls. I can't think of anything else.
Well, I guess that's it then.
Cool.
Now, what this actually sub-communicates to the girl is that you've done this before. You've been around beautiful women and you're not intimidated when you're looking at them. At the same time, it actually shows you're extremely present with her in that moment, and you're not actually stuck in your head wondering, oh, she's looking back at me, I gotta look away, or oh my God, her eyes are so nice. You're actually present, you're feeling her energy, and you're not easily moved. When you can actually be grounded in your masculine energy and you can be in that silence, you can be in that space with her without trying to fill it, sometimes this will actually intimidate women and they'll be like, holy shit, this guy's extremely masculine. And when you have that eye contact, just like Christian Grey, then it'll actually attract women and arouse women towards you. So what I actually suggest you to do is the next few conversations that you have, instead of looking at her mouth or looking elsewhere, I suggest you to actually practice looking in her eyes. Become present, actually breathe into your body and stare into her eyes. This will actually extremely attract her, and you'll actually often notice the connection gets stronger the more that you guys look at each other. But when you're intimidated and you're waving and you're shaky, it shows that you're not grounded and masculine as a man. Number 2, confident body posture. You'll actually notice Christian Grey most of the time is laid back like this, his legs are crossed, and what this actually subcommunicates is that you don't need to be this masculine figure who's sitting like this, sitting upright and authoritative, but you can actually be feminine because this is actually a feminine posture. But the fact that you're comfortable with this posture alone shows that you're actually more masculine because you don't need to overcompensate or you don't need to be a certain way. And women love men who are actually in touch with their feminine side. The reason why is because the feminine side is more present. The feminine side goes more with the flow. The feminine side is more a flow of energy. It's a lot has to do with the way that you feel. It's more emotional, whereas the masculine is more logical. The masculine is more conquering, dominant, and it's not necessarily that women only have feminine qualities. Some women are extremely masculine, some men are extremely feminine, and both genders have both qualities. However, when you can, in your body posture, show that you're confident with a more feminine pose, and you can be relaxed, laid back, ungrounded, have that deep eye contact, women will be drawn towards you because it shows that you don't need to over-invest with your body language. And you actually often see this when you actually see men messing up with women or they get friend-zoned. They actually invest too much with their body language. They're moving forward, their shoulders are shrugged, they're laid back, they're all in their head and their body is very stiff, instead of laid back, grounded, and relaxed. Number 3, class and style. Now, this is something that most dating coaches don't talk about. They say style doesn't matter. You could look like a homeless person and still get women. Is this true? Yes, because what matters more is your, sub-communications. What matters more is your character, who you are. However, your style says something about you. If you're someone who is not stylish, if you're someone who has bad style, or you're not hygienic, or you don't look the part of someone who is quote unquote an attractive, high status, high value male, then what it really subcommunicates to her is that you don't really care about yourself. You don't really show that you're willing to put an effort in the way that you look. And again, most high value men are very stylish. The reason why is they have business to take care of. They want to look good because it presents more opportunities. So when a woman sees that you're actually stylish, you have good fitting clothes on, you wear a nice jacket, they actually notice that because immediately they see that you're someone who is stylish and you're willing to put in that effort. You're willing to show that you care about yourself.
Ready?
Whenever you are.
I put these 3 together to show you how he evolves to open up and change once Anna comes into his life. This is how we first see him, very structured, very businesslike.
I'll walk you back.
The next, he takes her on a small coffee date. It's still guarded with the vest protecting the heart area, but it's a little more open, and trying to be more of a regular guy, it's also worn with blue jeans.
Good evening, Anastasia.
This is for when he has his first real date with Anna, and you can see that he's really trying to court her. It's open, it's one level, it's a different color, and has a little flair of a pocket square. And so in subtle ways, we find him opening up and wrapping his mind around becoming part of her life.
Where have you been?
Waiting.
And women love this because, one, when you're actually approaching them, your looks do at the end of the day matter. Now, what I mean by this is you don't have to be a perfect looking Greek god, but your style has to match someone who's of a high value male. If you go into a very high status venue, or like if you go to One Oak in New York, for example, and you're dressed in pajamas, chances are they're most likely not letting you in at all. You have zero chance of getting into that venue because that's a low status behavior. It shows that you're a low value person. And so class and style matters massively when you're actually starting to meet women. If you have class, if you have style, they have more of an incentive to actually want to meet you and be around you. And again, you have to ask yourself this: if she's a quote unquote 10, a very high quality girl, and she puts effort into her style, she puts effort into the way that she looks, and she has very high quality female friends, when she wants to introduce you to her friends, do you think that she wants to introduce her male partner to her friends who looks almost homeless? Or do you think she wants to introduce you when you look tip-top, you look sharp, and you look stylish. So if you need to be that guy, you have to go and become a more stylish man. Number 4, assume attraction. You'll actually often see Christian Grey almost assuming that the girl wants to be with him, and at times she's not too sure about how to feel about that. However, the fact that he's so committed and so certain that this girl is going to be attracted to him, that alone starts attracting her. Because the fact is, again, we want to be around people that we can be certain of. We want to be around people who are leaders. We want to be around people who can assume things and take action instead of asking and being apologetic and always trying to gain validation. And when you can actually be like this with women, when you can assume attraction, your characteristics and your mannerisms actually change. You start acting like an attractive man. You start doing things that you normally wouldn't do that starts attracting her.
2 things. First, I don't make love. I fuck. Hard.
And the second thing?
Come.
This is very important when you're actually starting to meet women, because if every time you're going up to women and you're approaching them, you're assuming, oh, is she gonna like me? Is she gonna reject me? How's she gonna feel about me? All you're really telling yourself is that you're not good enough. And the way that you're gonna be coming across, again, your characteristics and your mannerisms is going to tell her, hey, I'm not good enough. Do you like me? So what do you think the answer is to that? Do you think the girl is gonna wanna be around you? Do you think a girl wants to be around a guy who's not confident in himself and assumes that the girl wants to be around him? Of course not. When you assume, the girl is gonna want to follow. That's how it is. The masculine goes and the feminine follows. So assuming attraction is very important in order to attract the girls that you desire. Last but not least, take the lead and build arousal. And you'll actually often see this where there's a little bit of tension between the characters. There's tension between Christian Grey and the girl that he really likes and the girl that he desires. And all of a sudden he just breaks that tension, goes for the kiss, goes for actually getting physical.
You look beautiful.
Now, I want you to notice how in this clip, the entire time, he's actually just building tension. And as you can see here, he says, you look beautiful. He's setting a man-to-woman frame and showing his intention.
Taylor has good taste.
What are you doing later?
I'm working at the hardware store till 7.
I'll have Taylor pick you up then.
Notice here how he doesn't ask for permission whether she wants to come out. He doesn't ask for permission whether she's free later. He just assumes attraction, takes the lead and says, I'll have Taylor pick you up at 7. And again, if you look at her reaction afterwards, she's like, holy crap, this is a real man. This is someone who can take the lead.
I would like to bite that lip.
I think I like that too.
Over here, you actually see him escalating. You know, he starts touching her lip. He realizes the signs that she's giving him when she starts biting her lip, and he's escalating, sexualizing the entire interaction. But notice what happens next.
I'm not gonna touch you. Not until I have your written consent.
What?
I'll explain later.
As he's building up all this tension, all this curiosity of what it would be like to kiss him, all of a sudden, boom, he pulls back. He says, I'm not going to touch you and until you have that written consent. And again, in her mind, she's like, holy shit, like, why? Like, why don't you want to kiss me right now? And because it's building up that curiosity, now she's obsessed with him. And again, he builds curiosity at the end saying, I'll explain later.
Come on, take you home.
Now here you see they've moved into the elevator, and all of a sudden he breaks all that tension that he's built up. From the beginning, making the man-to-woman frame, setting his intention, sexualizing the interaction, pulling away, building curiosity, and boom, all of a sudden he breaks it. And when you do this, it builds arousal. It makes the woman want it more, and you won't have that moment of being rejected or having to deal with what pickup artists call LMR. This is how you build tension, this is how you build arousal, and this is how you make sure that women will want you.
As I was saying,
What is it about elevators?
first part of this week.
And the reason why this is attractive is it shows that you're a risk taker. And in terms of evolutionary psychology, if you were someone in a tribe who was a risk taker, it actually means that you ended up getting more resources, you ended up having more of a chance of success in terms of passing on your genes. So when you take that risk, when you take that lead, and you go for it, and you go for the makeout, and you go for escalating and getting physical with her, it actually arouses her. It makes her want to be with you. And again, the more that you escalate, the more physical you get, the more aroused that she will become. Now, obviously, if the girl is not okay with it, the girl doesn't, the girl doesn't like your advances, you have to calibrate. You have to take a step back. You obviously have to understand the signals that she's giving off of you. However, make sure that you don't react. So if you go in for the kiss, for example, and she goes away, just be like, anyways, the other day, da-da-da-da, and continue the conversation, because as soon as you react, it shows that you had that expectation in your mind. You were planning it, and it wasn't actually spontaneous. It wasn't a risk spontaneous act. And when you actually take that risk and it's spontaneous and it goes well, then she will become aroused by that. So I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up so I can continue creating content like this for you. Make sure to comment down below on what character you want to see me breaking down, and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.